Trinity the Tuck. Trinity, I have a question. I never really knew. Why did you change from Trinity Taylor to just the Tuck? Do I know the answer? I don't think I know the answer to that.
I don't know. I don't know if we've talked about it. Um, Branding. I think that
Okay.
with Drag Race, they really, really like when you brand yourself. And I
Hmm.
feel like Trinity Taylor, even though, so Taylor is my actual last name, my real last name.
Right.
And I just feel like it's kind of a boring drag name. Trinity Taylor is kind of very run of the mill. So um, the story about how I got the tuck, though, there's a drag queen from Alabama named Genesis, and she's
Uh-huh.
never been on Drag Race. She's fierce. She's a big pageant queen. And after I had been on season 9, but before All Stars, I think while season 9 was airing, I went and did a booking with her in Birmingham, or in
Uh-huh.
a town called Tuscaloosa. That's where like the University of Alabama is. Anyway, so did a show with her, and she was like, "Girl, your tuck is so fierce. I'm gonna start calling you Trinity the Tuck." And
Word.
I was like, "Oh, that's actually kind of fierce." And she brought me on stage as Trinity the Tuck, and the tuck just stuck. And I was like, "You know what? I'm stealing
The
this."
Tuck just stuck. Oh my God, that is the name. That is your memoir. Trinity. The Tuck just stuck.
Yeah.
That's a great name, girl.
Okay,
Put
I'm
down
gonna
something,
remember
girl.
this.
I love
The tuck just. I'm gonna steal this idea too.
it. What with all these books, but you need to, because your life. I feel like as a fan of Trinity the Tuck, I know a little bit about your life. That we've seen on Drag Race, but like your life, there's just so many things about that's going on in your life, girl.
I would definitely need somebody to help me like figure out how to tell that story. But like, I don't know. I think we talked about this book last week. RuPaul's audiobook
Yeah,
is incredible, and
I need to listen to it.
it's
I need to listen
it's
to it.
so good. And the way that she interweaves all the stories throughout the entire book, it's like all these different stories intertwine, and somehow she's figured out how to tell these stories, and it makes sense, and it's a full story, and it's like true events. I I don't know that I would. My thought process seems like it would just be like random story and not be able to tie it together. So I definitely need somebody. Plus, I do have I was about to say alopecia, but that's not the word.
Dyslexia.
Dyslexia. So girl, trying to try to type up a story about me, I'll get 2 words in and get confused and get a headache and quit.
Well, yeah. My current one woman show, Life Be Life In, I went on this journey of like writing out all these stories and like all these things. And like, if anyone has ever seen the show, what you've seen the show, it's like such a small part of even just a little bit I wrote out. I was like, oh my God, I guess a lot of shit has happened to me. I never look at it like that. And I was like, oh shit, I have gone through a lot of things in my life. I need to write a book someday.
You
And I
really
will.
should,
I will.
and you could write a book. You're very intelligent. You're very smart. And your life, like just the little bits that I know, you've lived in some incredibly different places.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so it sounds like it would be a really cool book. I would definitely read it. Well, audio listen. I would buy the book and collect it because
So what I
I did
do,
buy RuPaul's book. It is on the shelf. I just never opened it and listened to it through the audio. Yeah.
what I do is I will buy the audio. Like Mariah Carey, people are probably sick of me talking about this, but Mariah Carey's book, if you want a good audio book to listen to, her book is so fucking good, Trinity.
Hey,
And her life
does
is
she
so,
read it herself?
yes, she reads it. And then to have these moments where she gets really vulnerable and you hear her like welling up with tears and crying and she's singing in it. Like it's such a good audiobook. So
Okay,
I
I'm
bought her
doing that
book. I was
next.
reading it and listening to it at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like someone was reading the story to me and I was reading it as well. It was really fun.
I'm gonna do that.
Um,
I'm that's the
yeah, it's
next
really
one.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, all you people out there,
Um,
if you have good audiobooks that are just really, really good, I really do like biographies. So if there's some really good ones, some suggestions, I would love to know more.
I started listening to Jada Pinkett's one. Everyone talking about it was good, and I was like, I kind of faded
The
off
the
on her.
the Smith family has so much drama, girl. I don't know. That family, ooh, girl,
Girl.
that is some crazy. Crazy. No wonder the kids are so eccentric. I'll just say
eccentric. They do have some eccentric ass kids. That fucking video of just not Justin Bieber. Well, yes, but Jaden, the son, like grabbing Justin Bieber from the back and like squeezing him in like this very romantic
girl,
way. I was like,
they give that. They give like the son having sex with the mom with Justin Bieber and P. Diddy and Will Smith watching, from the side with the dog and a cow. I don't know. It gives me.
But if Will Smith came and knocked on my door today, I would suck him dry.
Oh, girl.
Okay?
Oh, girl, the whole family, every single one of them are hot.
I know. Even Jada. I'm like,
Jada, their son's, he's cute. He's kind of frail looking, but he's cute.
Yeah, he's very skinny. Very skinny. Yeah, I don't know if I could do all that.
He
but
probably
yeah,
got a big
the whole family's hot. It's always the skinny ones. Always the skinny ones.
Honey. But Will Smith, he looked like he could put it down and right.
Somebody who did put it down is Roxy Andrews in this last episode. Roxy has won again, and she's walking in the top of this episode. Very emotional. I get so emotional, baby, every time. Is that no? That's not you. That's who?
Yeah,
that's Shea Coulee. That's
Shea Coulee. Oh no, yes, that's the Rose Petals. Yeah,
yeah. Rose
Mine
Petals.
was so emotional by Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston. No.
Yeah. With Mo.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh no.
No, by Mariah Carey.
Yeah, Mariah Carey.
Emotions, girl.
Yeah.
All of those words confuse me. I don't have any anymore. I had those removed years ago.
So and then it got mixed. She says Roxy's the saddest front runner I've ever seen. And I guess it does take a toll on you, but just seems like a lot of emotion for winning, and like it just seems like a lot of production.
Let me tell you what, I'm invested. This season, 3 episodes ago, I'm like, girl, I'm bored. Other than these looks, I am bored to tears. And then, like, all of a sudden, it did a flip. She did a back handspring double tuck into a roll. And now I'm like, I'm invested. This is like, there's drama. And like, there's microaggression drama too. Like, when Gottmik is saying that about Roxy, she's pissed that she got the snip, snip, snip.
She's mad as fuck.
Girl, she's mad, and it's just, it's so good. It's juicy. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen?
It is. And Gottmik is like pressing Roxy about it. She was like, girl, you knew. And Roxy is maintaining, she's like, no, I didn't. She was like, when y'all walked in, I was like this. I didn't see anyone come in. And then so she swears she but Roxy's not a liar though. So I'm like, maybe she didn't know.
I don't know. I mean, you and I have both done this 3 times. Roxy has done this 3 times. I mean, it's hard not to, when you come out, where the girls are. Because we're in the same lineup that we did the runways. So the
lineup stays the same.
Yeah, so for hours, you're kind of knowing, because girl, we stand there lined up in that same order backstage
for hours. How long would you say critiques take? Critiques are they spend like about 10 to 15 minutes per person.
I would say a good 3 hours doing the runway and critiques, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. Runway and critiques is definitely about 3 hours altogether. So you kind of, even if you forgot, you have a general sense of where everyone is. So to walk there, I don't know.
Yeah. This is my real hair. Yes, girl. Yeah, yes, bitch.
This is my real truth, honey.
I don't know, girl. It's mind-boggling. If she did not know, it's like, come on, girl. Maybe you should read a book. Because I'm not buying it. I'm not. Roxy gives me smart girl, and anybody that is of any kind of intelligence would know where everybody is in the lineup roughly.
Yeah.
But if she didn't know, I mean, girl, it made good TV.
It sure did. Now, if Georgia said she didn't know, I'm like, well, yeah, because she was probably high. She's probably still doing it. She can remember.
She don't know where she's at right now.
Exactly, girl. You're sitting at home, Georges. You're at home right now watching this.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we get like a kind of a tally of what's going on. Roxy has the most; she has three, and we're on episode five. Episode five, six, and Chanel still has zero. She has not won anything or even been close to. It's not like she was like. It's not like there's no challenge I've seen Chanel do yet. We were like, oh, it could have been Chanel. She hasn't even been close to winning. I'm like, woof.
Nope. It looks like Chanel, in order to make any kind of money for her charity, she's going to have to take more money out of women's purses at brunches. This is my real hair.
Okay, can I tell you when that fucking story? I was very invested in this, and I don't really know all of the drag drama, but I remember all the posts about this and how they were. And it became this like whole thing about, and then like allegedly they were like gonna like the woman was gonna press charges against Chanel. It all died away, so I'm assuming it all just went away. But I remember that story. It was juicy, bitch.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, it's a drag show, and this is why, I think Chanel didn't. First of all, Chanel did not mean any harm with that, I'm sure. But this is that day Chanel learned a valuable lesson. Drag and the way drag queens conduct themselves in shows has changed. Things that were acceptable 5 years ago is not acceptable now. Girl, there's stuff that I've done in my shows before that I could never do now because it's just not acceptable.
Yep.
And we learn. We move forward, and hopefully she learned. And she's a smart woman. I'm sure she has, and she will never do that again. She'll probably never do a lot of things again. And drag queens that are listening out there, stop putting your hands down men's pants without their consent. Don't grab women's boobs. There's a lot of things that used to be acceptable that are not acceptable now. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Speak on that shit every time. Even at the beginning of season 16, there was this whole thing about how Plain Jane had whatever, and it's like Trinity's point. There's so many things that I used to do back in the day at my shows I would never do today because the climate has changed, and we've just become smarter about how we conduct ourselves and other people's privacy and how they feel about their bodies and how we should conduct ourselves. Like I used to do a bit at my shows back when I was before Drag Race, when like someone would have me a thing and I would sit there, I'd be like, no more. And they'd open their purse and I look in their purse and I would take something out. You know what I mean? So like that's something I have engaged in that before. I would never, ever do anything like that ever again. You know what I mean?
I've done way worse. I used to not fully sit on people's faces, but like, pull them on stage, make them lay down, hover over them a little, just to get a laugh. I used to, for Christmas shows, I would do Where Are You Christmas as a blind person. You can't do that anymore. I used to have a friend, her name's Doreen. She used to do I Want to Dance with Somebody in a Wheelchair. There's just a lot of the climate has changed. People that might be about would have used to have laughed. Now the climate's changed. We just can't do stuff like that anymore. And that's okay. Things changed. We got to adapt with the times.
Yeah, public consciousness changes. Oh my god,
that right there, Nina grabbing somebody and licking their feet, but with socks on. Oh, girl! And you see this picture, and she got another dress with writing on it. So this must be her shtick, honey.
Yeah. Okay. You just have to think how fucking dirty feet are. Number one, people be walking outside barefoot, walking on weird places dogs have shit, and then you just gonna take some sweaty dude's feet from a club and having to put it in your. I would never.
You know what? There is lots of people that are into feet, and you know what? I am not.
King shaming.
Yeah, I'm not shaming you. You do that, but that is not for me. You and I are even different. You like a little, like natural scent, clean.
Yeah.
But natural.
Okay, but Trinity want them straight out the shower.
Straight out the shower, soap and all, bitch. Oh yeah, soap and all. Yes, soap and all, bitch. I want you to smell, taste, look like Dial soap, honey. I don't want no kind of grit, nothing, honey. I will be sucking dick with the rubber gloves on, bitch.
Okay, I like clean guys too, but I'm saying like if you were at work all day, You can, and again, if you're at work all day and you're like working outside in the summer, maybe not. But if you like have a desk job and you're at work all day and you
Uh-uh.
come straight off of work,
Bitch, those
like
balls are
I'm fine
chasing
with
up
that.
against those thighs in those jeans or khakis. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You know, they be getting stressed out at job at the desk too, not making their goals, bitch, sweating everywhere. Girl. No, ma'am. And you know, in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, trying to leave to go to your work job, you ain't scrubbing down there appropriately, bitch.
Well, I just look at this one guy. He's from Queens. I'm not gonna say the name just in case because he is gay. See my his, but he was really. I didn't know this at the time. I thought it was a regular hookup I was going to. I get in the thing. I go to his house, and we're kissing whatever. And I go to suck his dick, and I pull his foreskin back. So much dick cheese. He had so much smegma. But he was into that. He wanted, like, I guess he didn't express that with me, so I could tell him that I'm not into that. But he was into like watching someone suck his dick with like and like. Sorry, trigger warning, I guess, or TMI, but. And I was like, no, I'm sorry, I can't.
Girl, my name is not Ratatouille, bitch. I am not looking to experience a charcuterie board when I come over to suck your dick, bitch. Okay?
I know.
No, ma'am. I do not need a slice of cheddar with your salami. Okay, bitch?
And it was so much, and then and then I was like, hey. So then, and I expressed like my not into that, and he went to shower and whatever, and we ended up hooking up, and because he showered, and afterwards of talking, he's like, yeah, it'd been like he's like, I've been collecting it for a week, and I was like,
bitch, you got a side of Ritz crackers with that? No.
And I was gagged, but yeah, how did we get on dick cheese? Anyways,
we were talking about Nina.
Oh yeah, Nina. Your Ratatouille joke really funny. That was really funny. And then so they do the mini challenge, and the winner of this mini challenge gets a badge, which we didn't have that in All Star 7. No mini challenge winners got an extra badge in our season. You know
what? I think this is fair. This is how they should have done it from the beginning, because then everybody could have gotten badges by now, and a lot of them. And my suggestion would have been to introduce the stealing, where you can steal a badge. You can't keep it for yourself. You have to give it to somebody else. So then that starts drama with a bunch of different people, and that can calibrate different outcomes.
Yeah, I think Drag Race needs to, if they're going to keep on doing badges like for or legendary legend stars or whatever, they need to find out more ways for like stealing and taking. Like, I think that would amp up the drama and make the show more fun for us, especially when the stakes are so low when no one's going home.
Yeah.
Stealing and getting badges is a way to really give us more payoff.
And the thing too with this is, with giving those away, you can kind of say somebody like Roxy, who has the most stars this far in, and somebody like Chanel, who has none. You can kind of pad it where, okay, it looks like Roxy's definitely going to go to the top 4. Maybe not, but it looks like that. So, girl, just start giving her all those stars. So that way, I mean, she's automatically going to go anyway. So give her all those stars, and that puts less stars out there to give to other people to catch up.
Ooh, that's an interesting strategy. Okay, I see what you're saying. But like, what if Roxy's just having a strong start and she's not going to make it to the top 4? Now you're sending her there. She wasn't going to get there herself.
Well, then the fans will get mad at her for making the top 4 again. So,
I love this minigame. They did it last season as well. It's like voting for who amongst you, whoever has the most votes. That thing. I love these.
Me too.
And the one that's really stuck out is the Anjuria one. Everyone calls her delusional, and we find out a little bit later. But I was like, that's totally out of left field. I mean, I don't know Anjuria, but even in watching the season, she doesn't seem delusional. She seems like she's pretty grounded. So that felt a little off. And
I'm not like super close to Angeria, but I do know her. We have like hung out some. I don't get delusional at all. This was kind of strange for me. I think Chanel would have been a great choice for delusion. Maybe not so much this season, but in seasons past. Maybe Georges, just because she's so high all the time, and maybe Nina with these damn runways. But Angeria, I don't get delusion at all.
Yeah, me either. So Georges wins this challenge, and so she gets an extra star, and as a bonus, gets to choose the lineup. And she shades Nina by putting her last, girl, which I think is strong. But Nina brings up a point. She's like, "Yeah, I'm funny." She's like, "But I'm not like this type of funny." So she's like, "I think she wasted her thing." And Nina, we'll talk about her set later. But what do you think about that strategy? Putting Nina last.
This is probably how I would have done it too. I would have put Chanel first because she is strong as a host, and I would have put Nina last. I think that was kind of a cop out for Nina because if Nina could put dirty ass feet in her mouth, she ain't a nice girl. She's a there's something nitty gritty underneath, and she, because of her brand, doesn't want to reveal that. She is a very smart person, and I think Nina is calculated, not in a bad way, but she's very conscious of her brand. And girl, if you want to win this episode, you got to just get with it, girl. And if you ain't, there is no, and we'll talk about this more later. There is no excuse for anybody these days to have bad jokes. Maybe the delivery won't be good because you're just not good at that, but bad jokes, you can have, like, everybody takes, and if you don't, it's just a mistake for you. It gets writers before you go on the show. You may not know who you're roasting, but you can get generic jokes and then, alter them there. So if Nina is scared about that, she should have prepared. I mean, girl, I think maybe she hasn't done a roast season, but I've done like 3 of those roast tours. So
every season of Drag Race, you had to do a roast on Drag Race, didn't you?
Girl, have the jokes ready. When I went on All Star 7, I took the roast jokes that I toured with before there, and then whatever I could calibrate to the girls is what I did.
Yeah. I can I just say, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they'll put me on it, but they don't own roast tours, but they should bring back a roast. I would love to do another roast, a touring roast. That before my untimely departure, that was such a fun. It's so fun just getting up there.
Another reason why they haven't in a while. They did one maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago now in the UK. I was part of that one. It was great. They haven't done it in the US because of the climate of people being people being very sensitive, and they want the drag queens to be able to be drag queens. And with a roast, you're especially not on TV, you go in even more. And they are waiting, I think, for things to kind of even out, where people can go and
that's the thing, like, girl, at a roast, everyone is consenting to be at the roast. If you're on stage, you're consent. Now, if a queen gets rogue and start calling you, Susie, sitting out there, you dumb, fat, bald, stupid black bitch, that's one thing. But if they're saying it about another girl on stage, we have all consented to be part of that. So it's part of the thing. So I guess, I understand why they would be nervous to do it, but everyone needs to, if you want to be a part of the roast, then that's part of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess putting Chanel first is a good thing, but like, why would you want to benefit Chanel? But I guess anywhere, if she's comfortable in hosting, it'll be a good place for her to go. But is it shady? Because then Georges goes after her. Why would you, if you know that Chanel's going to do a good job, why would you want to put yourself after her?
Maybe so I think Georges is feeling very confident in herself. She seems very confident with like her character choice. And then clearly you could tell like she had somebody write her jokes before she got there. So maybe she's feeling very confident with this.
Not clearly.
And
you better work that clearly.
And also, Chanel, even if she was to slay and win, she hasn't had a badge yet. So it's like trying to help her put her best foot forward.
Yeah. Monet and Trinity, you dragged Georgia. You said clearly she had some help with these jokes.
No, I mean, I say that with love because I've been there. Girl, after bombing 2 roasts, I got my shit together and had writers before I went.
So they had the roast coaching with Michelle and what's her name? Ruta.
I don't know who that is. Somebody's grandma.
Ruta Bagger.
Girl, somebody's grandma, and we need to look up and see if her what are those things called? Oh, her obituary is out right now.
Oh my God,
Girl,
rutabaga.
she's like one frail
Girl, one
finger.
sneeze away, girl, from being under the crypts.
Oh my gosh.
Um, so, and in these coachings with Michelle and Ruta, everyone is doing how I think they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like everyone gets little notes, and I'm like, yeah, no one like because sometimes they do those, and you're like, oh wow, that person's really funny, but then they ended up bombing it in the thing. But everyone does pretty much how in my mind I think they're gonna do. Plastique leads with questions. Roxy has some good ones. Mick is really strong in her thing, so everyone's doing how I think they're going to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Plastique is talking about. Now you've done this. You did it in All Stars 4 about like she talks about finding a character to be for the rose. To me, that would stress me out because then now I'm answering the questions in this or doing the jokes in this person's POV, where instead of like doing a character, to me it seems like harder work.
And I think that is what tripped me up because on season 9 I did a character, and on All Stars 4 I did a character, and I think that like honestly that is what tripped me up. So on All Stars 7 I did not do a character, and I was just myself, you know.
Yeah.
I think some people like the Vivian on All Star 7 did a character and it worked.
That was good.
And
was
even
good.
Jinx, I mean, she wouldn't have had to do a character, but she did like a witchy kind of character, and her thing kind of flowed that way.
Yeah.
It kind of works for some people, and I think for some people it doesn't, for sure.
Yeah, it would not be good for me. Bitch, I have a hard time keeping the track of all the fucking people bouncing around in my head. All the little voices inside here, girl. Will be another thing. And they're getting ready, and Georges explains to Angeria why everyone thinks she's delusional. Because apparently Angeria always thinks she's going to win. Which is fair. Angeria is pretty much in every challenge is killing it.
Killing it.
So that's not delusional. That's her knowing that, bitch, I'm fucking turning it out. What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, girl, my thought process of like, because going into the season before the season started, I was like, okay, Roxy's gonna win hands down. And then now, like, I'm like, girl, Angeria is kind of
so good.
Like kind of the most consistent.
Yeah, Angeria is really good. She's consistently funny. She looks good on the runway most times.
Yeah, most of the time her runways are good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but into challenges, there's not a single challenge Angeria has done bad at.
None
yet. I don't.
Not that I can think of, like off the top of my head. She's just naturally funny.
Yeah, she's really
and
funny.
Like thinking back, you know, there's several challenges that somebody else could have won, and she was always up there of like she could have possibly won.
I agree 100%. Let's go on to the roast. In this challenge. First of all, RuPaul walks out. I love this dress and I love this hair. This is my favorite. Before you mentioned your favorite RuPaul silhouette hair, this is my favorite. I love when RuPaul looks like this. This hair.
I do. I think she looks great here. This, you know, I've said it a couple of times because she's kind of done like a loose silhouette, kind of like this several times this season with like dresses that have like almost like a draped kind of aesthetic. This looks good. This gives her shape. She looks cinched. The color is pretty on her. The hair is beautiful. I love it.
I don't know why Rutabaga is wearing the original 13 Colonies dress. She's wearing a caftan. And
oh my god! Oh my gosh! I do recognize her now. She is the one who originally sewed the original American flag.
Betsy DeVos, I think her name is. What's it?
Betsy Ross? Yeah.
Betsy Ross.
And Rutabaga is her drag name, honey.
I was like, not the original 13 Colonies. Betsy, what you? I mean,
she's saying that she is rich and white.
That part. So Chanel, I like Chanel's look, and I think that Chanel did a good job. And some of my favorite jokes of hers, the Georges diploma joke I thought was funny. and the queen shaving the back. So I thought those were, in my opinion, her two strongest jokes. And I thought that she did a good job. She didn't smash it. It wasn't like, oh my God, you're hilarious. I thought she did a good job.
Yeah, I think she did a good job. It wasn't hilarious. One thing about Chanel, and this is just Chanel, she's very uptight and she's very
Yeah.
she is a pageant queen without being a pageant queen, and like she's very meticulous and never gets out of her comfort zone. She is great on the mic, so her delivery of things is very clear and confident, and it makes you feel safe, but it's not overly funny. I like the look. What I wish they would have given them a prompt that this was going to be like an election style. They all could have had like an over the top red, white, and blue look, even though I hate those, but this kind of goes with that. But I do like the look, and I think she did good. I don't think it was overly funny, but I think that she sold me on the fact that she sounded confident.
Yeah, I agree. Georges was next, and I think for Georges, because we don't think of Georges as being a comedy funny person, I think that it makes Georges look even better that she's doing a good job with this role. She walks up doing this like macho thing, and she's playing into this character that RuPaul told her to do, which is smart. And I think she has some really good ones. The Angeria eats ass with a side of mustard greens. I thought was very funny. And saying to Michelle, it's nice to have a man on the panel. I thought that was good. And she had some really good ones. I think Georges is just surprised me about how well she's doing.
I think Georges did good. I do think she did good. She did better than me on my first 2 seasons of roasts. I've seen a lot of commentary online where they thought she should have won.
Okay, no.
But I think she did good. It wasn't like some of her jokes were kind of made me kind of uncomfortable. Like the thing at the end where she's like telling RuPaul, "Are we gonna make out or what?" was kind of like, ew.
Yeah, okay, I didn't get that. Is that a reference that I'm missing? What was that about?
I don't know. It was just like kind of cringe. And then also like the thing about wider. I liked the first part of her joke about Nina's shoulders are wide or something, and then she says the only thing wider is Carson's hole, a gaping hole, and that kind of made me uncomfortable a little bit. Like she should have just joked about herself, because that's kind of been her running thing. I like when queens are self-deprecating. I'm a very self-deprecating queen, so I like when they incorporate that. But yeah, I don't know. It was fine. It was good. It was funny. It was funny.
Yeah. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Smalls. I can confirm that a cat is a great companion. You know, they're like a roommate because they don't like, you know, they're a grown roommate. They're not like a child. Like when you have a kid is your little annoying roommate. A cat is like a grown adult roommate. Like you see them in passing, y'all interact sometimes, like they're perfect. You don't need to do everything for your kitty cat except feed them good food, which is why I like to give my cat Smalls. My cat prefers Smalls way more than the previous food, okay? Like I legitimately did a taste test. I put 2 bowls side by side and she immediately went to Smalls. Colleen approved. Now my cat cannot live without Smalls because Smalls cat food has protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your fridge, and it's delivered right to your door. That's why veterinarians.org rate Smalls 10 out of 10. After making the switch to Smalls, 90% of cat owners reported overall health improvements, and that is a major deal. The team at Smalls is so confident your cat will love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means they will refund you if your cat won't eat their food. Now is the time to make the switch to Smalls. Head to smalls.com/rivalry and use promo code rivalry at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use my code rivalry for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code rivalry for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. And up next we have Plastique, who is dressed up as Sailor Moon. I guess everyone really. I guess that's the roasts are never themed. People just kind of just wear whatever you want. Well, ours was a funeral. All Stars 4 was a funeral, and that was good. We all were in black, so that made sense. Yeah. Maybe a theme would be nice, actually, because this is so like Georges is dressed up as a butch queen. Chanel is dressed up like I don't know.
Yeah, like on
Fucking
All Star 7, it was like we had to do like we all were like at a speaking thing,
the
so we all had
Kennedy
to look
Center
really
thing.
nice.
Yeah.
So everybody looked
Yeah.
really good, like really polished and nice and professional. Um, I liked Plastique's a lot. I thought her jokes were. This is a perfect example of she didn't write these jokes. She had these prepared, and rightfully so. She came prepared.
Yeah.
I liked her bit at the beginning where she's like, "I'm at the wrong convention." I don't get this cigarette thing. Like it's
I don't get the cigarette either. The
like
cigarette thing, agreed.
she may have made a comment about it and they
So
cut it
she's
out.
dressed up as
But
she's dressed up as Sailor Moon, who's like cute anime high school girl. Like that's a Sailor Moon look. So I think the joke is just the juxtaposition of this sweet anime like schoolgirl who's smoking a cigarette.
But then if that's the case, there should have been more characterization of that, right? There should have been more to give us to sell that juxtaposition.
I think
that,
there's too many elements. Unless there's jokes about that, there was no reason for her to have a cigarette. I think her landing the jokes was enough because her roast jokes were funny to me.
Yeah. Some of my favorite of her, she said, "Make it so white. If she were a spice, it'd be flour." I thought that was very funny.
Yeah, that was really funny. Yeah.
Nita having to use panorama to take a selfie. I think that is very funny. Michelle, oh my god, this is my favorite one of hers. The Michelle's vagina is so big that Leah Remini's hiding from Scientology in there. That was hilarious.
And what makes that hilarious versus the other jokes is that this is something very specific to Michelle and her best friend, which is Leah Remini. And so it's something personal, so it makes it sound like she wrote the joke herself. Which I appreciate. I thought it was a very smart joke.
I will say she had one of her ones toward the end about RuPaul being black and whatever. It was a fine joke, but I would have cut that because earlier in the reading challenge, Mick gave that really funny RuPaul being black, blah 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 blah. And apparently it was so funny. Ru got Mick to tell it again on the main stage. I never did so. And like Plastique was fine, but Mix was funnier. So I would have cut. She had so much good material. She could probably cut that one and no one would have missed it. You know what I mean?
Well, this is a season of stealing jokes, so why not?
We'll get there. We'll get there very soon. Roxy Andrews, this fucking look. I am obsessed with it. I love this outfit. This is to me, this is a fucking runway outfit. You ask me,
this is her best runway that she's had on the season thus far, and it's not even a runway. Look, it's the best. It's the best look. And Roxy looks snatched. She looks tiny.
So good. Yes.
The hair. I've missed Roxy in this big hair. Come on, Roxy. This is what we want. Got it. And she killed the roast.
She really did. It was really fucking funny.
I thought she was so good. I was very, very happy with Roxy. This point of the evening for sure.
Yeah, like her what I think out of everyone, Roxy had the best delivery for me, and I thought her jokes were very funny. I thought she looked incredible.
Yeah,
like Roxy walked up there, and that fucking gown was just like she looked like she was the host of the show. Like she looked like she was fucking RuPaul, and these girls were hearing her show. Like in my opinion,
yeah.
Her her joke about choosing family. Ru, why did you choose Michelle?
I like the gravity one. The gravity.
The outer saboteur. Yes.
Girl, that was fierce. Your outer saboteur.
Yeah. And the remembering our names. I'm the Roxy, the Wiggerville one.
What would have been fierce is if she would have pulled off that wig and had a hair reveal in that moment. That would be
everything. Sorry, people listening to audio just fucking like Monet. What's wrong with you? I'm sorry. That was just a really good idea. That would be cunt. That'd have been cunt.
See, I have such great ideas.
You really do. If there's ever a world, well, I'm not gonna go back on Drag Race, but if I have to do on another show, I'm like Trinity. What should I do?
I need to start a Trinity school for girls.
Honestly, at this point, Trinity, you could probably have a business that is a Drag Race consulting business that people get cast on the show, like they pay you to consult about what they should do on the show.
We need to do it together. You want to be a winner? Call the Twinner.
Yes, bitch. That's good.
Yeah, because between you and I, we've won every single challenge, that type of challenge that there is.
Girl, literally.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Vanjie comes out, and what the fuck is Vanjie wearing? I am so confused as to
You
what
know what?
Vanjie's wearing.
Okay, so I live. And the reason why I live is that Vanjie is kind of like Alyssa Edwards to me. They have a very chaotic style. Not always. Sometimes they have like a really polished, like very put together look. But a lot of times they'll match hair with a look that you wouldn't necessarily think goes, or match a bunch of stuff together that you wouldn't normally think goes. But then just because their character is just so outlandish, it just works for me. And so I live because it goes with her caricature of who Vanjie is. Vanjie's kind of all over the place, loud and obnoxious, but I love it. And this look is kind of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for me, and a lot of people don't like Vanjie's entrance look, because where I vibe with Vanjie does a lot of streetwear, and Vanjie does a lot of like kind of like I do as well, like pedestrian, but like a little I love a pedestrian look, and I love that about Vanjie, but this is not it for me. But work.
I would not wear this. I would wear pieces of this, but I like it because Vanjie is. What I love about Vanjie is she's chaotic, and that look is chaotic.
Anytime someone asks me to like about Vanjie, because fans will ask about other girls. I'm like, oh my god, how is Trinity in real life? I'm like, Trinity is great. How is Vanjie? I'm like, Vanjie is literally the human embodiment of the Tasmanian devil.
Oh my god.
She literally is a Tasmanian devil, just like
yeah. And if the Tasmanian devil like went to get dressed in a bedroom, they would have grabbed random stuff off of the floor in their bedroom and put it on, and then there you go.
As for her roast, I thought the using the N-word bit was funny. I thought the second half of it was funny. Like the first one, she struggled with the delivery a little bit, but the second one, when she called Nina out, I thought that one worked very well. I thought it was very funny. And though I think her funniest joke was the George's man likes to burp her after she gets him head. I thought that was very funny.
Very funny. Nobody bombed. Everybody did great in the roast. I think.
Oh yeah.
Nobody bombed. I think if we were to compare hers to other girls, she was on the lower scale of the other girls, but I still thought she did a good job. Like, again, I can say this because I bombed 2 of them. She did better than me in 2 of my roasts. So I thought she was good. And it was entertaining, even when it wasn't like funny.
Yeah, because you could like kind of like Melissa Edwards.
Yeah, they're just chaotic. It's chaotic energy, and you love it because it's just like a sound. It's like a look. It's like that they give. There's just something in her. Like when she shook her head, it was comedy. Exactly. Physical comedy is so important.
Yeah, like just watching Vanjie exist is funny.
Yeah,
like watching her just be herself is very entertaining.
Yep.
Angeria coming out in this like leopard and white catsuit. I mean, it's a dance costume.
I'm fine with the look. Yeah. I think I don't think it's like, I mean, when you compare her to Roxy, I mean, it's definitely nowhere on the same caliber. But I think with Angeria, what I love about Angeria is I knew her before Drag Race. She's a pageant girl. She still gives me core pageant girl. Like this is what a pageant girl would wear. It is like she looks polished. Is it a dance costume? It is. It is a dance costume, but she looks polished. I thought she just murdered this roast to me.
Girl,
I thought like there was just nobody else. And like it was just everything just flowed naturally for her. Her accent helped her a lot. And she just sat into this. It was perfect.
It was she seemed like a professional person who could be on any Comedy Central roast or anything. Like it was just so effortless and so natural. Her delivery, sorry, I said Roxy had the best delivery. I forgot we didn't get to it. Angeria had the best delivery of the night. Her delivery was just so seamless and so effortless. And the way she just flowed from joke to joke. Like I didn't realize she was even reading anything. And she just said like she was just speaking from the top of her brain.
Yeah.
To your point, also, I think her accent really, she has found a way to make her accent be her greatest asset in her comedy. Like she knows how to affect things and to say things in a certain way to really punch up her jokes with just the way she's delivering it with her tone.
Yeah, I mean, you remember that thing, you ugly bitch. Like that,
Literally.
it's just, that's gold. She just makes me laugh. On a side note outside of this, I love Andrea. I think she is just one of the kindest queens, one of the most supportive queens, and just funny. I would love to tour with her. I just think she'd be such a good time.
I would too. From some of my favorite ones of hers, when she walked out, she said the cast of the Haunted Mansion. I thought that was funny. Or Michelle being Rue's service animal.
That was funny. That was funny.
Yes, and following it up with "Don't you bite me, you bitch." I thought so good.
So good.
Nina's proctologist stuck his finger in her mouth because she's
gagged, and Nina was gagged, girl. It did that zoom in of Nina, and Nina was gagged.
So good. And I thought the misdirection of the Roxy Andrews into the Jinx line was
so good. Well, it was so good. She murdered it. I mean, there was nobody that came close.
She fucking killed that shit.
It was amazing. I would not want to go after her.
I know. And I mean, going on to Got Mick, which there's a lot of controversy about Got Mick's roast, y'all. But let's start with her look. I think that she looks so punk, so cool, having the asymmetry, even in which is so punk rock, having the asymmetry in just the straps of the dress is cool. The hair is fucking amazing. She looks incredible.
Yeah. I don't think her roast was terrible. I mean, I did worse. I think other people have done worse. I think on a mediocre roast season, because this was literally the best roast accumulatively for any season, or at least a season for a while. If it would have been another season, she would have been mid, maybe mid-high. I thought the jokes were there, but I think her delivery could have been a little clearer.
Which is crazy because Gottmik is, even her previous roast, and Gottmik is funny and she has good delivery. It was weird that she couldn't land those properly.
If you notice, and we'll talk about this later, I'm sure, if you notice her the rest of the episode and into Untucked, something's bothering her. I don't know what exactly, and I don't think, maybe they did and I didn't pay attention, but I don't think they ever cleared it up exactly what bothered her. Maybe it was the fact that she was blocked, but I don't know. There's something amiss with her. Her energy is just not there. But going on to the topic of the evening is, people are calling her out for basically plagiarizing Nikki Glaser's word for word.
And I think that's the problem, right? No one is saying you can't have jokes written. Even all these roasts y'all see on TV for Rob Lowe, what's that? The football guy that just did it for Netflix with the joke, Jacob. Tom Brady. All these roasts you see on TV. These people, yes, they're comedians, but oftentimes they have writers help them write jokes. Writing jokes is not the problem. The problem is the plagiarizing, taking word for word someone else's material and passing it as your own, right? Because she got tweeted, wait, do you guys, because what was going around was a video of Nikki Glaser saying it, and then people putting Gottmik's delivery, literally Nikki Glaser's jokes back to back with Gottmik's, and they were word for word pretty much, besides the subject. She would change the name of the subject, but they were word for word for her. So that was going around, and people said, Gottmik tweeted, wait, do you guys think everyone wrote their jokes? LOL. Nikki is my queen, so reworking a few of her jokes was a duh for me. Love her. So yeah, babe, it's not that you it's not getting help writing jokes. That's not, who cares? It's the stealing someone's work. That's the problem.
I think this is my issue with it. It's and this is my total raw opinion. for this, what this is for Drag Race, when you are not a comedian and you are not really like for this specific thing, you're not booked to be a roaster or a comedian. It doesn't bother me that much. Who cares?
Yeah.
Nikki Glaser is a rich comedian traveling the world doing her stuff. She's not, girl, it's no skin off her teeth for this, honestly. And probably this is good press for Nikki Glaser. My issue with it is when she's called out is just not owning up to it and just being like, you know what? Yeah, I took some jokes. I'm not good at writing jokes. I took somebody else's jokes. I knew I wasn't gonna win. I knew I wasn't gonna be good. So I just was just trying to get through. So sorry. Instead of trying to be like backpedaling and like, oh, everybody gets stuff written for you, but those weren't written for you. Just own up to it, girl. Own up to it and move on. I mean, it doesn't. That doesn't. The fact that she said some joke, because there's no real original jokes. I mean, like everything has been said. Everything. I just wish she would have changed the words a little bit more, and also just owned up to it and move on. I mean, it's not that big a deal, girl. She's not getting paid to go around the world as a comedian, at least right now, and it looks like never again. But that's
the thing.
That's my thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like going in with the tweet, because the tweet kind of seems like she's saying, "Oh well, the other girls." Like what the subtext of that tweet is? Well, the other girls didn't write their jokes either, which is a little shady to the other girls. You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people got help, but maybe some people did write their stuff. So like instead of like you said, owning up to it, it just seems like it's trying to say, well, the other girls didn't write theirs either. AKA, well, no one writes their own jokes. Like,
yeah,
you took Nikki Glaser, so that's the issue with it.
Yeah.
And I do think one of them I think just happened that she did write, or I never heard it before, was the Carson transition joke. And that seemed like she wrote that was specifically about Carson in that moment.
Yeah.
So I want to give her kudos for that. But
yeah, and she's naturally, to me, she is naturally funny. I think that
so funny.
that she was funny in her last roast. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe she it confuses me on why she didn't just pay somebody to write her jokes for her, because she could do that. She has she makes good money. She could, having somebody write your jokes is like costs what, like $1,000 for like a set of jokes. I mean, it's not that, if I ever had a friend go on Drag Race, I would give them literally all of my jokes that I've taken on tour that I've already paid for, and be like, here, look, you know what I've used it on the show already. Just decipher through these and that, because you'd want somebody to do well. So, girl, buy some jokes. You don't have to go on online and just take them from them. But to me, this is not a big deal. Just because she's not going around the world touring as selling herself as a comedian and making money off of somebody else's joke. She's literally bombing a roast with taking somebody's joke, and this ain't gonna matter next week. So, but yeah, I just wish she would have owned up to it.
Yeah. Moving on to Miss Nina West. I think that Nina, she's supposed to be the devil. I think that's what she's trying to do, and I think this is a good look. She looks good.
I was gonna say I love this dress. The dress on her is fierce. Don't let the hair. It's very Nina hair. I would love to get a hold of her and help style her. I think her makeup looks great, but the dress, the shape, everything, the dress looks great on her. Yeah.
Yeah. And Nina has a good one too. She Georges has a body that won't quit and a brain that won't start. I thought that was very funny. And she has 2 brain cells fighting for 3rd place. I think in the scheme of everyone, I don't think Nina wasn't at the top for me. Like my tops were Plastique, Roxy, Nigeria. But I did think that she did a good job.
Yeah, I think she did good. I think she purposely made a safe roast.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Because that's her brand. Her brand is not tearing girls down. It's Disney. You know, she's got a lot of sponsorship riding on her personality. And if she was to go around, you know, calling people you ugly fat slut, you know, Disney
You
might be like,
ugly bitch.
you can't be you can't be doing press for us anymore, you know. So she's definitely probably coddling her reputation, which is fine. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes, you know, you got to look out for yourself. But I thought she was fine.
Yeah.
I thought she was funny. She was a fine closer. It wasn't anything to write home about. I agree with you. The top 3 were definitely Angeria, Roxy, and Plastique.
Yeah, for sure. And let's go into these runways really quick. The theme was blonde, Atomic Blonde, which my favorite movie, not my favorite movie of all time, but over the recent years, I love this. I've watched it so many times. Charlize Theron, Atomic Blonde.
So good.
My brain would have went something more in like espionage and in that world, but I think that this is one of the instances where the prompt they got in the email is different than what they ended up calling it.
Yeah,
that happens
because that happens a lot. Yeah, I love that movie. I love Charlize Theron in anything. She's fabulous. I probably would have went very Mad Max Thunderdome. There's so many of those movies out from the 80s, 70s, 80s, all the way up till now. That I would have referenced probably something from that. With Chanel, there's 2 things here. Her hair and makeup look amazing. And then the outfit below looks great. I don't like her hair with this outfit. I don't think it goes.
Yeah.
I don't like the juxtaposition. I know some of the judges gave her positive critiques because of that. Carson did. I don't like that. I think it should be consistent all the way through. One thing I want to say about Chanel is I think Chanel is one of the best makeup artists that has ever been on Drag Race. Look at her makeup. It is like so perfect. I think if Raven ever was to stop doing Rue's makeup, Chanel should take over because she's just that polished with everything. It just looks very crisp, everything. Very blended. I like the look, don't like the hair and the look together.
I would agree with that. I love this look, even this like leather distressed corset thing with the shoes. I mean, small thing. I don't mean in shoes. I wish she would have covered the shoes or did a different shoe. Something I hate that it's just like some strappy, sandally thing under it. But I love this outfit. I would wear this outfit, and I agree. I would not wear this hair. It's not my type of hair. And I just she could have done something so much like something. If the hair was different, she would have fucking like something just was distressed and like cool. Like this just Maryland hair with this is not the tea.
Yeah, even George's hair that we're about to see like would have been cool with that look, something like that. Yeah.
Speaking of, I fucking love George's runway. I think George's looks so good.
So good.
I love this hair. The makeup is pretty. These spikes. George's looks incredible. I love this.
Yeah, this is very drag Mad Max Thunderdome. It really is. Like, it's Lady Gaga, Chromatica. It is drag queen after the apocalypse. I think the hair, the scale of the hair next to George's size is hysterical.
It is crazy.
And to me, this is probably my favorite runway of her so far this season.
I would agree. The furry one was kind of cool too.
Yeah. I mean, she's had some good ones, some that I don't love, but this one I really love.
Let's go on to Plastique, who's doing this like car. I think she's supposed to be
a car bunny.
A car bunny. That's what it was. She said. I don't really specifically get the reference, but I do think this is a cool look. I think that she like I can't tell if the bottom is black or if this is like a shiny. It's all just it just the fabric choices and how they look with the lights hitting it. It looks really cool, and I think Plastic looks hot.
She is never a miss fully with a look. I mean, even her worst look is still better than half the runway looks that have been on Drag Race. Her standing still, I love the look. My only, if I was to give some criticism, would be these pipes look like pool noodles when they're walking. They look flimsy, and to me, it just looks like a pool noodle, and I don't live for that. But that's just me being picky. I think she looks incredible overall. Her hair and her makeup, she's always so detailed. Beautiful.
Yeah, everything. And Michelle made a comment about white eyeliner and white lashes. I hate that shit too. Jay, please put a picture of Dusty Ray Bottoms on All Stars 10. But this is not as offensive to me. I still don't love.
Sorry, did you say Dusty Ray Bottoms on All Stars 10?
I mean season 10, sorry.
Oh my god, are you leaking Dusty's tea? This is crazy, Monet.
Imagine.
You heard it first.
I still don't love white lashes, but I do think it does work with the overall look here.
I think Plastique is just an incredible makeup artist. So I think if you know how to work with certain mediums, it can translate. And with Plastique, because of her talent, it translates. And some girls that you named, they're just not known for makeup. And I mean, they are kind of known for makeup, but not
dots.
But not Plastique makeup. Yeah.
Roxy Andrews is doing a whole Daniel Boone situation with the raccoon hat or whatever animal that is hat and the fur and the outfit. What do you think about this look?
I'm bored. I'm gonna just say it now. I think she looks great. I think this is a quintessential Roxy Andrews look. I've seen her in looks like this without the fur. Looks like this for her shows. I'm bored. I Roxy, if you're listening, sister, I love you. I'm a huge Roxy stan. I think she's an incredible entertainer. I have nothing but respect for her. I will say that I think Roxy hasn't lived up to the runway hype this year. I thought she was better on All Stars 2 with her runways. And they had more budget this season. I don't love this. I think that the sleeves look cheap. I think the hat thing with the dead carcass on her head is awful. It looks like somebody's pet dog just ran over and slapped on. I don't know. I just don't love it. I don't love it. Her body looks good.
Your body looks incredible. And I do think there are some elements that, especially because her roast outfit was so, I mean, like her roast look was so delicious and perfect and beautiful. It's gonna follow up with this later on in the episode is not great.
No. Nope.
Yeah.
I wish she would have blown this up with the atomic bomb.
Let's go on to Vanessa Vanjie Mateo and this knitted look. I think this is cool. I wish we didn't see the undergarments so much. Like I wish there was a way to I know it's supposed to be like her skin color, her nude to make it disappear, but I can't help but see it. But I do like the idea of this, and I wish she didn't have the thigh high boots as well, those thigh high pleasers.
The nude undergarments are not so offensive to me as they are you. The boots need to go. I don't get the boots at all. It takes away from the luxuriousness of the dress. The hair is just Linda Evangelista cool in the future. I think she looks absolutely incredible. This is, to me, does not fit the bill at all. It is not atomic blonde at all. I don't get futuristic, like after the apocalypse. I don't get that at all. I think she looks absolutely incredible though. I think this is such a cool look. Beautiful face. I mean, Vanjie is just so pretty and she just continues to wow me. But yeah, get rid of the thigh highs, and I would have wore this for a different runway because this does not give atomic to me.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't say atomic, but I do think I would wear this fucking knitted outfit. Maybe just one outfit you tape for, girl. You tape for and just wear like a little waspy corset. So just have that and just show the rest of the skin because
it's very cool.
It is cool. But let's go on to Angeria wearing this look. I think this hair, I hate this hair. The outfit looks wild. It looks like just a green version of Jiggy Caliente's season 4 outfit. And I am not a fan of this look. Carson was very sweet. He said, Angeria, your look has a lot of personality. And I'm like, shady. Yeah, a lot of personality. I do not like this look.
Okay, so this is okay. This is where I'm gonna disagree.
What?
Yeah, okay, listen.
I'm
All
listening.
of your critiques are valid. All of them are valid. I don't know why. I cannot give you a reason why, because looking at the hair, don't love the hair. The outfit, it doesn't look expensive to me. But there's something about the hair and the shape of all of this and the way she modeled it, because she modeled it very butchly. That I don't know why. I don't know. When I initially saw it, I hated it, and then I saw her model it, and I actually watched the episode twice just to make sure I remembered everything for the podcast. I don't know why. I don't. It's not the best runway by far, but I don't know why I like it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't love it, but I like it. I don't know. I don't love it, but I like it for the ensemble of everything together packaged with the whole look, the silhouette, the walk. It's almost like she looks like a troll. You know what I mean? Like a troll. Like it's not like almost like
Like a
it's not.
troll guardian or something.
Yeah, like it's not
fucking-
supposed to be pretty. It's supposed to look weird, and she walks really masculine, and I'm like, I don't know, I kind of like it, but
Oh, girl.
but aesthetically, if she was to wear this hair with something else, I would have hated it. And if I'm picking apart the outfit, yeah, the skirt is awful, but I don't know. I like it. I like the way she modeled it. It sold it for me. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
The way that hair just has that big bump in the back.
And y'all know me. I don't hold back. There's just something about it. I don't know. It's the essence of a troll to me. Maybe because I used to collect those little troll dolls as a kid. So maybe I'm partial to that because it gives
You're
me
like, oh my god, my childhood.
yeah, it gives me the little troll dolls with like the gems in the belly button. I don't know. I love it. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
Let's go on to Miss Got Meek. She described what this was, and I forgot the words that she used, but it's like I don't know.
I don't know. She never fails to me. Like
yeah, it looks so good.
It gives me. She was at a ball, and an explosive bomb went off, ripped off her nipple, took a gash out of her thigh, shredded her dress, and oh my titty! And and she looks incredible. I think she looks like almost like, what is it? Terminator goes to prom. I love it.
I love that she is not, considering Gottmik's entire journey as a trans man, she's not afraid, obviously she's a drag queen, to play with gender, but I mean, going as far, I mean, I know the conservatives are probably mad at this one too, of using a prosthetic to put her boob on. So cool.
Yeah.
And Mark Gottmik is such a great makeup artist. You cannot see the seams. Like, you cannot see where this fucking prosthetic begins and ends. It looks really well done. She looks high fashion. She looks gorgeous. She nailed it.
I love that she always uses her drag as almost like not necessarily a protest, but it all of her drag serves as a platform for her story. And
Yeah,
I love that. I love it.
Yeah,
it always makes you think, and that's what art should do. It always makes you think.
Yeah.
And so to me, this made up for her roast.
You think that this puts her in the top because this and her roast together?
No. I'm saying it like it neutralized my negative feelings about her roast.
Got it. Now let's go to Nina West. I've seen a lot of discourse about this online. I think this is a good look. I think Nina I've never seen her look so good. Her eye makeup was fucking stunning. I love how literal she took the prompt. Atomic blonde. She's literally dressed as an atomic bomb with the mushroom cloud at the top. It lights up the hair. I think this is the best Nina has looked, and I'm obsessed with this look. I love this.
I am fully there with you. The first time, this is like a total departure from last week. She has shape.
Yes.
Her hair is pretty. Her hair is off of her face. And the thing is like, Nina has figured out for herself how to do her makeup, and it looked really pretty. And her makeup looks pretty. And I like that there's like a bomb cloud as part of her hair. I love the shape. It's very cartoonish, but she looks pretty.
Nina looks amazing.
This is how I want Nina every week when, because she's very literal with her runways. If they could all be this polished, I would live.
This looks like an All-Stars presentation.
This looks like an All-Stars Nina.
All-Stars Nina. Yeah. I agree. She looks great.
You, Nina. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
And I know obviously the show is filmed already. You can't go back and change it, but I'm praying that going forward, but for some reason they're all this strong and this great, because this is like a really polished next level Nina. I love how she looks here.
I love it too.
So RuPaul announces the winners, and the winners are Angeria and Plastique. Do you agree?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. I might have swapped out Plastique with Roxy, but if we're going technical because of the runways, I think that was the proper top two. You tired, bitch? You sleeping?
No.
What's happening? Are you bored? Am I not doing it for you this episode?
No, you are. I'm trying to think. Roxy has already won. She already has 3 badges.
Yep.
So it should have won. Should have been 4. Is this Plastique's second? No, this is Plastique's third.
Third. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, if Roxy don't win 4. I mean, Roxy's runway though. Out of all the runways, let me see. Yeah, Roxy and Angeria have the 2 weakest ones for me. So I think, if anything, again, we never know how the fucking runways will stack up. But in my opinion, Roxy's runway knocked her out of contention for the top spot. So I think Plastique and Angeria, I think this makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Angeria's runway is bad, but her roast was so fucking good.
Superior to everybody. And again, her runway did something for me. Is it one of the top 3? No. But there's something about it, the personality of it, the way she modeled it. I think another thing, I'm giving lots of feedback for girls that might get on the show later. Listen, when you go on the show, think of different ways to present your look on the runway. Don't just give a model runway. Whatever the theme is, you need to model it. You need to sell it in whatever you're doing in that personality. Like when Monet wears a gown, she models it like a fucking gown. When you are dressed like a troll doll, you better walk the runway like you're a fucking troll doll. Like there was something about it that just sold it for me. I think she just was so superior though that she was top 2.
Oh, for sure. There's no way she could not have been top 2 with that roast. It was so good. Plastique and Angeria go to lip sync. And y'all know Plastique is my girl. We just had her on a rivalry episode recently. I'm kind of gagged at Plastique in these lip syncs, girl. The lip syncs are not like you see the point where she literally just points at Angeria, like, okay, you go, and she just stops lip syncing altogether. I'm like, Plastique, what is going on?
I also think that this was very bad planning on the show. Why are you giving these girls all these damn words to learn? You're giving them 25 freaking songs for them to learn. And Plastique barely knows pop culture. She ain't gonna know things before she was born. So she's having to learn all these songs. I just wish the show was just a little bit more kinder to what they're putting these girls through, and giving. Do you
think they should have a prompter?
No, I think that they should pick songs that are not so freaking wordy, and especially doing 2 wordy ass songs in the same lineup is just too much. You can't expect these girls to know all of the shit, and they're having to learn choreography, and they're having, not in this specific episode, but like there's so much going on. Even when you leave the show that night, when you go to prepare like the roast, you're having to learn your roast jokes. On top of learning the words to a song, it's just like, girl, come on, be a little kinder to these queens. Like,
I think that adds to all the drama of it all. Like, if you like went home and you memorized your roast and got your roast good and you had time to learn the lip sync, bitch, that's why you're not going to win $2,500.
but to me, I would rather, instead of having some girls not know their damn words, I would rather it be a battle of two girls lip syncing fiercely, and you're like, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Rather than be like, oh, she don't know the words, so obviously it's gonna go to Angeria. So, it's just like, I would have rather it been a fierce lip sync and been like, oh, that was fierce.
Yeah. But Plastique, this lip sync ends, and it's Claire and
Hello?
Angeria won. And can you hear me? Can you hear
Now
me?
I can. You froze like my face for a minute, but
But so the lip sync gets done, and Plastique clearly loses. I mean, I hope she takes some time now to learn something because I feel like, in my opinion, when girls didn't know the words, and you have a big one that was on TV, Ruby. I think Ru really, Ru really hates that. He hates when you don't know the words to the song.
Yep. But this is a non-elimination episode, so girl,
So
you didn't win
yeah.
again. But
So then
Angeria slayed. Angeria slayed
Yeah.
her roast. I think she gave it her all for the lip sync. The thing with me with Angeria, she's not a very strong lip syncer compared to some of the other girls.
Like Vanjie.
Like Vanjie, like Plastique when she knows the words.
Yeah.
But she gives it her all, and she was really in it. And I was living. And when she saw that Plastique didn't know those words, she was really feeling that the fast part. So I was living. And I think total deserve hype for Angeria, especially after last week of her almost getting the snip again. Much deserved.
Well, she goes to do the snips, and she takes a very long time. She's asking RuPaul, can she pray about it and do all these things? She ends up, which she did all that. Bitch, you wanted to block Roxy for snipping you. Why are you acting up? Girl, just go ahead and snip this girl. You want to repay her. You know that. You sit there like, oh, Ru, I don't know. Can I pray about it? Bitch, you know what you want to do. Stop the drama. Stop the cap. She snips Roxy, and Roxy is smiling through her rage, but I know Roxy is over it. And we see the preview, bitch. She is mad.
Oh, girl, she is turning into Fifi O'Hara behind that wig, bitch. Her skin tone under that makeup has turned cherry red, bitch. She is fuming, bitch. She has literally turned to an atomic bomb behind that dead carcass. But the thing about this is, you got to be kind of smart. Again, this is all strategy. Like, after you blocked Roxy before, she blocked you back. So why would you block her again when she's going to come back for you? She's going to come back for you.
Yeah.
And Roxy's ahead, so just block somebody else from being able to get ahead. Like Gottmik or Nina or Vanjie. Or even Georgia, since she just got that extra badge. You know what I mean? There's so many other people you could have blocked that would have.
And instead of trying to do an eye for an eye, you got to start thinking strategy, girl.
Yeah,
everything can't be an eye for an eye. You got to think strategy.
Yeah, and so if Angeria, if you get blocked again by Roxy, you can't be mad about it, sweetie. I mean, look, if you want to be eye for eye, you could have went back. What would have been logical is if she would have went and blocked Vanjie, because Vanjie was part of that block before. So if you want to be logical and just have an excuse, just like, girl, I don't mean anything other than I'm just tapping you back,
Yeah.
And after this, as long as you don't come for me, we're even.
Yeah. So this was the roast episode, and as Trinity said before, I think this was overall a very good roast, very entertaining, and we shall see what happens next week.
Oh, it's so much little drama.
It's getting good. Again, not saying that shit wasn't good, but with this drama and stuff like this, it gets fun.
It is getting good.
All right, we're gonna dip on over to the Sibling Rivalry Patreon for a little Untucked.
See ya.
What's the title of that? We'll talk about it in a second. Okay.